G'day folks, Adam here from Ruslan Highlands. Tonight we are having a look at how to assemble our Corris guards van kit in 7/8. This is my example. It's painted, maybe not the best, but yeah. So, how your kit comes. Nice box. First thing we find is a heat length of styrene rod. Then a sort of sitting together assembled version for transit. We have our roof with our rain strakes and our magnet pockets. Inside we have a printed packing crate of some description. We've got a treasure chest in this case. We'll go through its contents in a second. Inside that we've got our seat and our handbrake stand. Sitting in place, just as it's the easiest way to transport it, we have our sliding door. Just put those parts to one side. Inside our packing crate, which we've now emptied, you can now use that crate for whatever you would like. We have got 4 axle boxes, 4 oval buffers, a brake wheel, and 6 5x2mm magnets. Now this particular kit example is the design for chain couplings. If you got the other version of the kit, you would also have 2 link and pin couplings and 2 dumb buffers. Also, the underframe of this version just has our wheel and axle box mounts, where the other version has got a socket for you to put the link and pin in. Just to confirm when ordering. I've done my best to make sure there's no bits and pieces of sprue and support left on these. So to begin, we'll start with, we take our brake stand, secondary to the parts included, you want a 3.3mm drill bit or thereabouts. I think it would be 1/8 in the old money. A 5mm drill bit, glue, wheel set, and a pair of pliers wouldn't go astray. Okay, so we take our 3.3mm drill bit and we just ream out the brake stand and we ream out the brake handle. Now this is simply so that we can use our styrene rod. We only actually need, you also might want a Stanley knife, about that much off the end of it. We take our glue, we put a dab of glue in there, we poke our styrene rod in, we grab our brake wheel, we put a dab of glue in there, and we push that on like so. That is the brake stand finished, ready for paint. Next we want to take our main body, our 5mm drill bit. You could do this with a pin drill. I just have a bad habit of using this. And we just want to give these pockets in the roof a tiny kiss. We won't be taking much out. We also want to get our door, which has a magnet socket. Drill that out. And our roof, the same, which our roof was clearly quite okay. And then with the drill demounted, because it's a bit easier. There's sockets in the body that you just want to give a touch with the drill to make sure they have clearance. That's all our prep work. So now we grab our magnets. Which I suspect have stuck to something. And sorry, I miscounted. Your kit will contain 9 magnets, not 6. So we put glue in the sockets on the roof and we go along pushing a single magnet into each hole. Now if we pay attention, holding our stack of magnets up the same way all the time, I'll sit those down. We can then grab our roof, yet again applying glue to these holes. If we simply turn our little stack of magnets over in our hand, we can then go along the roof, pushing our magnets into the hole. Now this is where our pliers can come in handy, because we can use those to push the magnets in a little bit harder than we can by hand. Like so. So we have our 3 magnets. Same thing with the body. We'll grab our pliers and just give those magnets an extra press to seat them into the body. Same again with our other 3 magnets. Now we need to pay a bit of attention on this. So we put some glue in there. We get our door. Those little studs go to the top, because we need to get our polarity right, or else our magnets, instead of holding the door open or closed, will of course try to. So we yet again grab our little tower of magnets, we push them in there, we hold our door up the same way, and we push a 5mm magnet into that hole. And then I'll just double check my polarity, turn the thing over but not the magnet, and we put the magnet into that last hole. There we go. And same thing, we can get our pliers and just give everything a little squeeze to make sure those magnets are home. Right, your next step would be to take this outside and paint it in your chosen livery. And that is completely up to you. Next, we want to paint all of our axle boxes as well. You would want to just check the axle boxes with your 3.3 or 1/8 drill bit. These I have already done. So you get your now painted buffers, a little bit of glue in the sockets, and like so, keeping them level, and you would screw a hook into there. Just put those to one side. We then turn the wagon on its roof. You get your wheel set, applying glue across there and across there. Put an axle box on each end of your wheel set and drop everything into the provided keyways, like so. Repeat for the other end. and that is the underpan done. If you bought the one with the couple of pockets, you would also, this is just a explosives van chassis that I have sitting here, apply glue to here and put your couplings in. Simple as that. Right, once the glue is set from those, come back to the top. You will have painted your bench seat. That just requires the application of a bit of glue. Feed in there through the roof and it sits across there. Same thing with your brake stand, a little bit of glue on its underside, and by the drawings at this end of the coach, that just glues to the floor. You can use the rivet detail on the bottom of the brake stand to align to the center board on the floor. So that's glue, that glue's in there. Now because the glue hasn't quite set, I won't put the roof on, but the roof snaps on top. When you go to fit the door, I'll just take at least the brake stand out. You simply squeeze the top track of the door track, allowing the door to go a bit high, and then it drops into place, like so. And I'll try not to take that to its extremes. That is the assemble instructions for the Corris brake van. You can see in mine's case there is the brake stand and the seat, and the door both magnetises open and closed. These kits are available on our Facebook page with a 16mm version to come. The Facebook page is linked in the description. If you've enjoyed this, consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and we'll catch you on the next one. Good night.